Can you hear me well? Yay, good. Okay, so turn your hack into your business. How many of you are hacking in the audience? 1, 2? Nobody? Sure. All right, so for you actually we have the exploration track, just the idea competition. But today we're going to be talking about turn your hack into a business. I am the founder of CryptoChicks organization. We organize hackathons all over the world. And last year we opened the program that helps hackers to turn their hacks into a business. And I'm going to talk about steps that help you to make it happen. Steps are you hack, discuss, evaluate, research, test, and execute. It all starts from the hacking. If you were hacking this weekend, you would have a grand time, because usually how it works for the hackathon, you come, you find your team, or you come with your team already. Then you come up with the idea, you hack the whole weekend, you present, you win, and you go skiing. But after that, what is happening after that? You go back to your 9-to-5 job, or you have the other option to take your hack and turn it into a business. But first, before you do it, you need to check with your team whether they want to do it with you or you're on your own. And sometimes they say no, which is great. You have all the freedom in the world. You can turn your hack into your business on your own. Or they say yes, and you have a team with you to work through all the steps. Also, what we've seen in our hackathons, sometimes they say yes, but then they fall off the wagon and you're still on your own. Sometimes they go and do it on their own and you have a competitor. About 30% of the teams don't make it together. After you decide who you will be doing it with, you go ahead and evaluate your hack. And first thing you do, you check if you have a focus. So ask yourself a question. Can I describe what my app does? And who is it exactly for in one sentence? For example, we had a girl, Maria, who did the hackathon, and she did a blockchain application that tracks donations. So when she was going through this step, she decided that she will be doing donations only for the sick kids. Why is it important to have a focus? Because when you start marketing your application, you have to market it to the specific audience. If you don't have a specific audience that cares about this problem, if you don't have this audience, it will be really hard to market and even harder to sell. Need checkmark. You have to have at least 20 names of the businesses or people who would buy your application, who would need to use the application and want to pay you money. Why is it important? Because sometimes we have an idea, but then it turns out that it's our idea and that's all we care about. But other people, they don't care, and especially they don't want to pay money for it. Some people would use your app, but just for free. That doesn't count. Okay, so you need to have people who exactly need that and whose pain you are solving. For example, Maria, she happened to be on a group on the social media where she talks to people, and she has an entire thread of people that express the need to have their donations tracked on a blockchain, or at least to have some visibility on how the funds are spent. Next one is the scale. You need to ask yourself, can my app serve to 1 million users potentially? Or can one transaction make me $1 million? For example, Maria's app is on Ethereum blockchain, which is decentralized and potentially can serve to millions of people. Why is it important? Because at some point you need to grow your business. And if you cannot grow, if you say that you serve only to 20, 100, or even 1,000 people, it becomes a job, not a business. And we don't need jobs. We're building the businesses. Next check mark is a control. Is your app completely independent of any single business or person or platform? For example, Maria, she has her app on Ethereum blockchain, which is completely decentralized and not controlled by any single party. We know lots of businesses that were based on somebody else's platform or business. For example, Facebook ads. There are lots of businesses that emerged. They're based on the Facebook ads. But can you imagine if CEO of the Facebook make a decision overnight to remove all the ads from the Facebook? Where this business is going to go? Down the drain. So you have to always think that you have control over your business. Next checkpoint, the money. You need to ask yourself, how can your app can reliably and steadily bring the money in? And the money in this case is not a greedy thing, because you need a fuel for your business, and without this fuel, your business will not even work. For example, Maria, she decided to charge a transaction fee from each transaction. Therefore, she brings in steadily income, a fee from each transaction, so 1 million transactions a day will make her $1 million. And the next checkpoint is an advantage. You have to ask yourself whether you have some upper hand in the business that will help you to control your competitors. It means that if you have some advantage, your competitors cannot touch you. For example, Maria works in United Way for a long time, and she knows the business ins and outs. Therefore, competitors that come in later on cannot take her off that easily. After you're done with the evaluation, you do your research, and you research your competitors. You know, sometimes when you have an idea, they say, oh, there's somebody already doing that, which is actually great. Because if you find no competitors, no people that doing that, it means that there is no market for your DAO. Or if you find lots of competition, it means that maybe market is too saturated, and then it will be really hard for you to go forward. If you find just a few competitors, this is the sweet spot where you can start actually researching what they do, how they do it, and how you can make it better, how you can take the business from them, and what your competitive advantage is. After you've done all that, it's time to test. But this is not a unit test or system test or even penetration test. This is a market test. You take your prototype and you take it to these 20 people that you identified in a step 2. And you make a sale. If you make a sale, it's great. It means that you succeeded and you check your check marks, everything is correctly. But if you didn't, all you need to do, not to panic, and just go back to the step 1 and reevaluate. Because somewhere there, down the road, you made a mistake. It can be easily corrected, and you try all the steps again, and finally, you can come to the execution step, which in fact contains millions of steps inside it. You have to raise money, do your white paper, all the fancy website and marketing, negotiations, KPIs, the growth, everything there. Some people go to this step right away and start spending money. And that's where they fail. Before the evaluation and research, if you go to this step, there is a better chance to fail. If all the steps are too hard for you, there are programs for the startups that take you in and help you. Business incubators, accelerators, mentorship programs. though almost all of them have the prerequisites. You have to have something already either built or tested, or in some way, you have to have a business, established business that can bring them money. And as I said, our program, CryptoChicks Hatchery, we cater especially for the hackathon teams. So we take the hack and accelerate it into your business. We develop the milestones to keep you on track. We have a pool of mentors who every day they check on you and they advise you every day in the Telegram groups. We have an in-person event which brings all of the projects together to share the experience. Weekly workshops that educate you on lines of businesses, and also we help you with the funding. Check it out, CryptoChicks.ca hatchery. And we walk you through all these steps: hack, discuss, evaluate, research, test, and execute. Oh, and this slide is my smart team put always, because this is our event in this year. So please check us out at CryptoChicks.ca. We have an event in Dubai coming up, in Karachi, in Vienna, Nassau, Bahamas, and of course our annual event in Toronto, May 29 to 31st. If you have any questions, you can shoot us an email at stayintouch@CryptoChicks.ca. Our team will answer those. Or connect to us on Twitter at @Crypto_Chicks. So thank you and happy hacking.